we're gonna get onto the topic of Nazia Khan, and before we dive into her profile that I'm screen sharing with you guys now, who is Nazia Khan? Like, because Tommy, well, I should not. Shmariana told me ages and ages and ages ago about Nazia Khan. He was like, you need to make a video about her.
Yeah.
I just can't.
Definitely.
So one of the things is that she's clearly one of these, like, she calls herself an ex-Muslim, and she is extremely anti-Muslim, so she's like a bigot. She's legitimately Islamophobic. Myself and Shmariana have a running theory that there's no way this is a woman.
Yeah, I have my suspicions as well.
Because this picture that she's used, I actually want to do a reverse image search, and I might do it after, I've completely forgot about it, I might do it after the video recording. I want to see if this is like a standard Google image, because this also doesn't look like a brown girl.
Yeah, definitely. I think someone did do a reverse image search, didn't they? And then they posted it in one of the comments.
And I think this is her 4th account. She's had like so many of her accounts disbanded and removed, and then she's made new ones. I also wanted to go over like the people that I have mutual followers with her. Like these are like gondols following her.
Yeah.
Like it's a little mad that like these two are organizations that are following her, and it's a little crazy.
You know, it's not their fault that they're following this account. I think whoever they are is deceptive, and I think that you're actually making this video so that people can become aware of this account.
I've just seen this one, and she's retweeted herself from 12 hours ago, and she's got like considerable likes as well for an account that's as small as hers.
I'm saying that she says she's in San Diego, California, but a lot of the accounts she interacts with, a lot of the accounts they interact with, is a lot of, it looks like Hindu thoughtful. It looks very much like this person is a Hindu nationalist who is masquerading as one of us.
Another thing that I've noticed is that a lot of things that she like exposes is often like really, really lewd stuff.
Yeah.
Which also screams to me that this isn't a woman. Like, this is completely unnecessary.
The thing is, on a few occasions as well, they posted random claims. So they'll say X amount of people were killed by this terrorist, were killed in that region by this Muslim person, and there's almost never a source to back it up. And when people bring it up in the comments, they really define us, give us a source, give us the source. There's no response to that for one, and everything she also hides.
She's a strange one for sure, because I don't know if this is actually a real person or if it's just a boss and just a bot. Clearly it's a catfish, because there's no way this is the girl
definitely.
that's posting.
If she was actually a woman, and considering that she's posting, you know, all these inflammatory things, she's actually putting herself in a lot of danger, and I don't think that a woman would put her profile picture up just like that. You know what I'm saying?
This is another one. Like, personally, I love Malala Yousafzai. I think she's a hero. But she's written, "She's Malala, a fraudster. People think she fights for the rights of Muslim women, but this is not the truth. Actually, she is working to save Islam. She wants to create illusion that Islam has been reformed after her movement. Now Muslim women no longer need to speak anything."
That's ridiculous. That's fucking ridiculous.
It's literally a backward narrative, because I think that the things that Malala has done has definitely shined a light on the situation. Like, she's definitely done way more than Nazia Khan, you know.
The thing is, and it's also it's telling that you choose a name with the surname Khan. I think Khan is one of the common surnames. So if you're gonna make a catfish with Khan, you'd be looking for the most common name, as it makes it more difficult to find.
Yeah.
You're burying people in a sea of information. And the thing is, she follows like the Trumps.
She does. I think she did make a post that she's actually a Trump supporter or something like that.
Yeah, I think Trump and Modi. I think she mentioned Trump and Modi. in one case.
Yeah, she also supports Modi, which
okay.
is, again, just extremely telling. Those Muslims are not your enemies. I am also born as a Muslim. Those Muslims who follow the Quran offer namaz, they are your enemy. Bring them out of Islam and bring them to the way of humanity. It's just like that broad generalization. Who
Yeah.
follow the Quran and offer namaz, they're your enemy. Namaz meaning salah or prayer.
I
don't like that mentality of like gearing something towards, friend and enemy mentality.
I don't go out of my way to actually follow these accounts, but the first time I came across it, I went through some of the tweets, and there's very little basis for criticism. So even the criticisms that they do put forward, it's just mass bigotry. There's nothing else.
Yeah.
There's, and if you are one of us, you'd expect at least elementary knowledge of the religion you're aiming to criticize.
Yeah. Like that thing with the Eid. That
Yeah.
I
She mixed up two Eids.
yeah, she mixed them
But to
up.
be fair, those posts come around every single year.
Yeah, but it just came at the wrong.
She seems to be against every single religion, mostly Islam,
But
but Hinduism.
yeah, something that
Yeah.
smells like shit to me.
This one as well. Feed him or her, otherwise this she-male will die due to malnutrition and hunger.
That's so insensitive.
Was that necessary?
Yeah.
It's moronic to actually masquerade like this. What she likes, what are you gaining? Is my question. What is your end game?
As a target audience, yeah, she audience.
Yeah.
People definitely latch on to this kind of information and they think that it's accurate.
I don't think there's even any significance in having people like this on our side. It's extremely counterproductive when it comes to facilitating constructive discourse. I don't think it's fair to the people we're demonizing. I don't think it's fair to us who actually want to fight for something. And
Change.
It's just gross.
Yeah.
It's gross that people from our community actually resonate with stuff like this. I mean, it's your prerogative to do so, but you really need to be conscious about the bigger picture. And she does way do more damage to the bigger picture. That's my
personally think that our focus should be on bridge building and conversation, and this kind of behavior just harms that completely. I would really like to personally denounce this person and just mute her, block her from your feed. This isn't what you want at the end of the day. Like, I understand the desire to express some kind of anger at Islam, but you can't let that translate into bigotry because it's not helpful to this movement. And if that's what you want to do, like, honestly, I don't want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
What do you think is the reason for people from our community actually following accounts like this and interacting with accounts like this?
Okay, I think there's two reasons for that. I think people are actually being deceived into thinking that, this person is on our side. And the other reason is, I think sometimes, I'm not saying this applies to everyone, obviously. I think sometimes it is a bit of resentment. I don't know if resentment is the right word, but I mean anger that coming from this.
Yeah, I think resentment is the right word.
You feel sort of betrayed and lied to, and you want to get your voice heard, and sometimes we don't tend to go about things the right way, and it can end up being so messy when we fall into all these Nazia Khan traps and, hop onto their rhetoric about Muslims, It can be quite harmful to our movement as well. There was actually one guy from, our side that was using that meme. And I actually had to say, you can't use that. We already get so much hate for, being bigots, So when people use memes like that, we're actually perpetuating what the left thinks of us.
I just don't quite understand the need for people like this to create more division, because we're living in a world of divisions. And I just, like, it's... The content isn't even good. Like, I would kind of understand if it was, like, borderline entertaining, like there was a lot of screaming and shouting, and it was spelt correctly. But the content isn't even good. Like, the grammar here is just terrible.
That should be another indication that she's not from the US, actually.
I just don't understand the appeal of this as well. Like, she has, what, 4,000 odd followers?
Yeah.
I just don't quite understand the appeal of why. Because she's not saying much, she's just being... Either she's being just, you know, mildly factual, or she's being wildly offensive. And it doesn't make any sense to me as to why. And it's so clear where her leanings are.
Yeah.
It's really, really obvious that she's, like, pro-Hinduism, you know, she's very conservative. I don't understand why people still fall for this. Like, I think the moment I saw this account, the first time it cropped up, I was kind of like, oh, well, this is not gonna last. But she has, you know, almost 5,000 followers. I don't have that many followers.
But that's also with the sphere, in that if you do troll, you tend to attract more fans, and a lot of it is just that it's substance, it's pure quantity over quality. You have no intentions of interacting with people. There's just you literally go there to post hateful shit day in and day out for cheap likes. There's no end game. It's
really annoying, because these are the people that when we use the label ex-Muslim, this is the people that we get associated with, this fucking blonde, brown-haired white girl. Again, like, how do you fall for this? It's clearly not a brown girl. She has fucking grey eyes, for fuck's sake. We need to make Nazia Khan a meme.
We are gonna make the Nazia Khan Stan account. It has to happen. So the whole thing was that whatever the content of the channel was aimed at demonizing Muslim people, we just take that tweet and aim it back at Hindu people who genuinely interact with shit like that and don't find it offensive, to see if they will find it offensive.
I had a thought about both of those ideas, because I know that how quickly things like this can get out of hand, because I get in trouble all of the time. It might be a safer option to go after mythologies that people do not worship anymore, but I would fully support a Nazia Khan parody account. This was the picture, right? This one?
Yeah.
For Eid al-Fitr?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pathetic. Like, if you're gonna masquerade as, at least
do your research, you know?
Go for it.
Like, this is another example.
Yeah.
I think one of the reasons why she's, like, toned down her content is because stuff like this. Ahmadis are not Muslims. What? Why would you put that in there?
What? It's sad.
I think this is one of the reasons why, was because this kind of content was, like, too much. And she would get, like, flagged immediately.
Okay. I think this one is pretty disgusting.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, there we go. That's what it is. It's just flipped. This is like, now that I see the full picture, it's 100% a white girl. I have no doubts.
It is. This person is so full of shit.
Look, it's uncanny. It's fair enough to say that we need to fully cancel her. I don't know why she still has, like, some ex-Muslim people supporting her, because it's...
Especially, like, figures like
not okay.
Abdullah Gondal.
Do you also, are these guys following just for shits and giggles, or do they genuinely buy into this? Like, I think that's a valid question to ask, because I also follow some idiots on Twitter, purely because I can see what they post. You know, like, it's not
but I mean, I don't
that.
see anyone criticizing Nazia Khan. I mean, when I tagged all of those people, nobody said, "Oh, I'm actually just following her to, you know, call her out on her nonsense." Nobody actually responded to my tweet, so I don't know why people are following her. I honestly don't know. definitely think that she does have an agenda, and that agenda is to create an us versus them narrative.
When I see Muslims calling me Islamophobic because they're associating
Right.
what I do with what she does, it just makes me even more angry.
It's infuriating. It's actually infuriating.